here for CAA football, the Blitz, as we continue.
And he may go the distance. Terrence
You're going to put yourself in a situation and win a lot of football games.
The two remaining CAA football squads will be in action this weekend in the second round of the FCS playoffs. Let's start with the game you will be attending in Spartanburg, South Carolina, as the New Hampshire Wildcats meet the Wofford Terriers for a 2 o'clock kick on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. What do the Wildcats have to do to stop that Terriers triple option attack?
The defense has to get off the field, plain and simple. Go back to Matt Evans, obviously a Buchanan finalist. I think in particular they have to be focused on Eric Breitenstein, another one of those Peyton hopefuls coming from Wofford, the fullback, all-around running back for the Wofford Terriers. A triple option attack. The key part of this is defense has to get off the field, limit the amount of yardage, limit the time of possession that Wofford has the ball for it to be key. I think one thing, too, to look at, New Hampshire's speed on defense. I think that might be something worth taking a look at, might give them an advantage or at least lend itself well to getting off the field, possibly something Wofford hasn't necessarily seen in terms of speed defense-wise. I think it's going to be a tough one. It's definitely going to be a close game. New Hampshire's offense also has to score every time it touches the ball.
The winner of that contest will have the privilege to take on either the defending national champion and the #1 seed North Dakota State Bison or South Dakota State. Also set for a 2 o'clock kickoff on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app is the Old Dominion Monarchs as they play host to the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina from the Big South. Scott, how do you see this one shaping up?
I just think Old Dominion is going to be too much for the Chanticleers. Old Dominion's offense, Taylor Heineke, Nick Mayers on the outside, a tandem of running backs in that stable, including Tyree Lee. They're just going to be too much for Coastal Carolina. I do think ODU's defense may get tested early on, as has always been the case for ODU's defense, but normally stepping up to the challenge, obviously. But yeah, I think CAA football carries the day in this kind of game, having been tested in the conference action for Old Dominion. So look for ODU to move on. Quarterfinal matchup may be a rematch from last season when ODU was eliminated.
Like you said, Old Dominion, if they were to win, they would take on the winner of Georgia Southern, a team that eliminated the Monarchs in last year's playoffs, or Central Arkansas. So those are your CAA football matchups for this week. Scott and I will be here next week for another episode of The Blitz, where we hope to continue to break down those two teams' run to a national championship. Remember to stay with CAAfootball.com for all the latest information going on around the league. Have a great week, everyone.